Hey everyone, we're starting shortly. I'm getting everything set up and then we'll be good. As normal. Okay, everything seems fine. There. Close that. Connection seems good. I think we're good to go. So, hi everyone. Welcome to another stream of the Phoenix Wright Trilogy. Where we had last left off, we had finally completed the investigation of the Big Top Circus. Where we found that the ringmaster was killed by being hit on the head or something, and he was found slumped over some sort of case. We ended up finding an annoying lion tamer, an annoying ventriloquist, and an annoying clown. We are currently the defense for an annoying Max. Nah. If anything, Max is probably the least annoying out of everyone so far, or out of the new characters that have been introduced. But we are on our trial date today, so we have our first court case. So we'll see what we can do. We're obviously going to get Franziska again, so we'll see how that goes. Just as a heads up, if at any point I sound tired or, just sort of out of sorts, it's because it is very hot today, and it has been for a few days. I actually have my fan and my aircon on. Although I will say the aircon I have is not an inbuilt one. I wish it was, because then my room would be cold. But no, it's one of those portable ones you can move around. It's also apparently in a different language. I tried reading the manual when I got it like a few years ago, and it was in German, and I couldn't read any of it. So yeah. Also, the plug isn't fully screwed in, so you can actually see the wires inside the plug, which is great. Regardless, we've got a case to do, so let's get on it. I forgot to get the thing started. There we go. Oh. I also do not appreciate that it is hot, considering we're in September right now and we're supposed to be in middling cold weather. I just wish it was cold. All right, I want it to be like 10 below. If I could, I would move to somewhere colder. I'd move to the Arctic or even Scotland. I don't care, as long as it's cold forever. I'm trying to see. Yeah, sounds picked up. I think we're good. So, continue. Right. Let me see. First, showing up on there. Yes. Everything seems stable. No drop frames, so we're good. December 29th, 9:43 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Hi, Max. What's up? Good morning, Max. Max? Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick, Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you gotta make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. We'd also have to set up wires. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in front from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really? No one needs to fly today. Nick, what's the look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. "10 a.m. So we're in waiting room number 5, but we go to courtroom number 2. In the case of one... What? Oh, I've got to do my German accent that becomes the French, like, another accent. Italian. Hey, Swordmaster, welcome. Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry, I just realized the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So, well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. Billy Bob Johns sounds friendly. What are you talking about? I wonder if that is to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you would please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Eh? The spirit challenge trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? She must still be upset about what happened last time. Oh, it's been 6 months and she's not over it. We have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose anything. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to being arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. It's not like it will bring your dad back. There, opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Very well, you may call your worst witness, Mr. Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up here, now! Sorry to keep you from your work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's no problem at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. All right, Detective, you may proceed with your testimony. Details of the events. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers were gathering in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. Yeah, that would do it. I don't think I remember it snapping a vertebrae, but yes, that would kill someone. Or at least paralyze them. I see. He was beaten to death. Here is the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts it into evidence. Autopsy report. Time of death 10:15. Cause blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Blunt object. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Details of the events. The night of the crime. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. I wish I had 1.5 inches on the ground. Of snow. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were you members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? I assume it's probably because of the footprints. I wonder when Phoenix will be able to win a difficult case without Mia's help. I mean, technically the first case of the first game didn't have her, and the first case of this game didn't have her. I mean, she showed up, but she wasn't there. Although, I guess, maybe... Oh, Mia. I read that as Maya. Okay. Mia wasn't there for the first case in this game. So there's that. When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everybody but the dancers and the staff were there. Regina, the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant Maximilian Galactica and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after the police proceedings. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben, the ventriloquist, went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? It seems that they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15. Oh, okay, no problem, pal. You gotta... Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? A wooden box? That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked, not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say? The victim was hunched over a 20-pound box. Okay. It boasts a small but strong lock. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. This wooden box, you figure it weighs about 20 pounds, right? Sounds about right. The whole thing is lined with iron. Iron plating? Why do you think it's lined with iron? I figure... Ouch! I think we could all do without your guesses, detective. Just stick to what you... stick to what little you actually know. Sorry. Suffice to say, the box is really heavy. Much better. You may continue on, detective. And I'm gonna have to ask about it again, aren't I? Skip. About the contents. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world is it locked in that big box? There was only one little bottle in that huge box. I wonder if it's some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning added to the pork record. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that there's something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No, I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the events now. I guess that's all we're going to get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're going to get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. Eh? I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. Who else is it going to be, Phoenix? Ben from accounting? I wonder if Trillo will show up in the stand as well. Please state your name and occupation for the record. I've forgotten the voice I gave this guy, but... My name is Triloquist. I'm employed as an operatic tenor. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That rope must be cutting off your circulation. I said I was a singer. If you don't believe me, fine. I'll grace you with a song. Ahem. Me. The word of the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence, decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? I think it's bad. It's awful. That didn't even rhyme. It had a good rhyme, rhythm. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trillo? I don't know. Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up, just look at your nose. You think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly, I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order, I demand to know who this witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. Don't let Trillo handle this. I'm not worried about you. Ow! You won't get anywhere trying to figure out the witness. Now let us proceed. I'm again morphing into Italian. At this point, I might as well just make her Italian, even though it's supposed to be German. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. Clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? And then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene? You're sure of that? Without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. Get used to hearing that, because this guy's going to repeat it like a dozen of times, and it's going to be really annoying. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we'll get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. That's right, dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, could that mean that the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why's that? He is absolute proof. Silk hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecution skills are unrivaled. Well done. Jeez, why not just give her a fucking massage while you're... You are the best. Well done. Here's a raise. Get out of here, Phoenix. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Oh, okay. Mighty morphing the accent from German to Italian, yeah. Oh, I guess she's the boss again today. The clown, you're talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about the old fart. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first-place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Then what happened? Once we got to the lodging house, why is the plaza entrance? To do some thinking, of course. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Objection! Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker. At least my teacher always said I was. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup? There we go. Get the wax out of you, lawyers nowadays. You're like talking to a brick wall. Max three-piece getup. Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. I'm not going to scream that. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions. Shut up, Maya. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trello? Oh, excuse me. That's right, and that makes him the killer. There's only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something I'm missing? It's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max? Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where were you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else would you suppose the witness could have seen? Well, the victim, obviously. Otherwise, how did he get there? Take that! That's the victim. You had me worried for a second there because the bar stayed. That's correct. If Chiller was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah! Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone could have sensed could. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? I see. Seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let us move along with the testimony. Jello wouldn't have had to hold an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of the bitter love triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Can't be the killer. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been... Hey, what time was it? I think it was around... I'd say about after 10:30 p.m., I think. Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess. That sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is... Will you shut up, you big nose dope? Why are you telling him everything extra? Or anything extra? I can't believe that we just stand outside in the weather. Well, maybe you were waiting for someone. What? Who said we were waiting for someone? Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can do all of that without your offhanded theories. Sean Southwood. This case. Hey, Sean. Welcome to this case. The best case ever. It's not. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something. Mr. Wright. Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the corridor that night? The child! Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Wah! You were waiting next out for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true? Oh, well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares what I was waiting for that night? What is so important was what I saw, don't you forget it. Well, well, well. The puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. Eh? Alright. There's obviously a reason why the witness was there that night. He spent all the time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. Ah! That makes perfect sense. What did you just say? Well, the witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there's a high likelihood that he could have witnessed someone. Ow! There is absolutely no proof the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright, I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina. Pain! Don't volunteer things! Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house? I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage? That the matter of the puppet marriage is not under review in this case. You're the judge. Just look at your horrible outfit. More pain. Thanks to your bumbling, the perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. And now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. And I've, again, turned Italian. Oh, man. About the proposal. Don't be surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket. I beg to differ. You were going to propose? You? A puppet? Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I can't propose to her too. Yes, it does, Judge. It does. Exactly. His Honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination. What was with that sigh at the end? And old is Regina again? Regina is 16. Let me just double check on that. Yeah, she's 16. By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct, Regina? Of course that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't going to propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben? Got it? That's the truth. What was exactly that you were planning to give on her? You know exactly what I was going to give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer the question. What was it? You're going to die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. Engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for it to end here, right here. But Azizka's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain equals bad. Push on anyway. I want pain. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that ow! That's not what I wanted to push on. I advise you cut this argument short. The way puppet's head and arms fly out of the body, yeah. I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring, I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology. Be sure to enjoy shredding the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. I planned on giving an engagement ring to Regina. An engagement ring? Uh-huh, it's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. So it's a fake diamond. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina's going to love it. It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nate? Well, there's got to be something on here I can catch him on. I don't know if I should use it there or when he actually says I still got it. The way I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You gotta be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off? I'm sorry, really. You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing, he says as he beats in. Really? So you went to the lodging house to give it to her? That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but the uppity snob kept getting in the way. Uppity snob? How could I be... he couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get up hold him, I'm going to saw his wood block in half, and not with magic. Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present? No, you don't. I have it right here in my hand. Sure, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Uh-oh. Looks like they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring? Ah, that's mine! Give it back! Thief! Thief! Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? Wah! What is going on here? That's... Ben, say something. Oh, don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room where they put the money, like a bank vault? Ah, that filthy monkey's gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court. Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word. Ah, I see. Well then. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, you know, that night, the night of the crime. Oh, what did you just say? Details, I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. I don't need to do the noise, it did it for me. Oh! I have to do this voice while making those noises. Oh. Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what it has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing, not I, Mr. Trilloquist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all this loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one important point. Prove an important point? What point could this possibly be? Ben doesn't exercise enough. I'm gonna save. I want to say that. I need to say that one. Obviously, that Mr. Benjamin Woodman is lacking in the area of exercise. This is clear from the testimony we just listened to. He was too slow and awkward to catch a monkey fleeing through the snow. This revelation doesn't seem to be registering too well around the courtroom. Maybe you should just leave the courtroom drama for video games and rethink that one? Okay. There is a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. A contradiction? The witness just testified the following effect. Up until the point the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Interesting, Mr. Wright. Oh, well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past the vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that does not change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He's blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense's argument does hold water. The witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night. Ha! I've told you so many times you think you'd know my story not changing. You already changed your story, stick boy. Wow, okay. Stick boy. I'm sure it will change some more. Oops. Where there's something... I didn't mean to click there. It was something probably like, where there's smoke, there's fire. Exactly, Maya. That's why we had to keep after him. Yeah! I'll give you what I was waiting for Regina that night. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza. He showed up after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I even said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Collector at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. So that means that Money the monkey didn't show up until after you saw Max? That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. And then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him? How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about, I suppose, 5 minutes, I think. So, the victim could have arrived at the scene in those 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. I am combining people's voices. When I roll my R's, it ends up coming into my natural speech. So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night? That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up. Just think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. 4. F-O-U-R. Counting Ben, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me? Yes, because you are not real. 4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Yikes, the judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trillo. Because he'll believe anything. So, you saw Max coming out of the big top that night? Of course that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time. I guess that makes sense, especially seeing he was waiting for Regina. What about time would you say these events took place? You're the one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know the practice finished properly at 10 p.m. And you already know I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you could do that. Now, what time was it? Indeed, what time was it? Oh, what time was it? Ow, I'm not good at math. It was 10 p.m. Ah, yes, that does sound about right. It sounds about right because that's the time I saw Max on the scene. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night? You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben, you got something to add? Let me guess, that's not Trillo. You say good evening at night. Oh, I'm sorry, Trillo. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom. Impossible. The performance lives and breathes his performances. You should know better. There's got to be something wrong with his testimony. The greeting. Isn't that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you even bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a co-worker, I would understand. Ow! That hurt! Maybe you should think before you have a sober proof or before your lips stop flapping next time. I hate this accent. Ah. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go about proving that with the evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot. Let's resume the testimony. Whoops. I guess I'll present the bottle. Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting honked over the head. Ah! That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider that personality of the witness on stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd could just shut up and say good evening to his rifle. This lewd? What? What? Objection! Are you saying this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant for claiming to have seen him at the crime scene? That was a jumbled mess of words I said there. I didn't tell a single lie, honestly. That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Let us clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? He saw a different person. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's what he said. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there was only one other proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. I didn't lie, I just didn't tell the truth. Yeah. That is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world are you? Would the defense please kindly explain who Trillo saw that evening then? Considering the ill temper of this witness, there is only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. Shut up, Judge. Everyone should stop saying how cute she is. She is not cute. She actually looks like a freaking eldritch abomination. No, Your Honor, it's not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, yeah. I suppose you got a point there. It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster Russell Berry. And that's why you greeted him, Trillo, isn't that correct? Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Order. How do you respond to this? Oh, wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. This is an unreliable witness, Your Honor. Kick him out of the court. I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying who exactly that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the ringmaster one Mr. Russell Berry? The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols? Phoenix, no. Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man, you gotta remember them by now. Here we go again, everyone, all together now. Ow! Yes, we know. The steel cat, the cloak, and the robe. The steel cat and a cloak, where anyone could wear them. They even look good on me. Oh, what was that? Well, the witness had was endlessly repeated what he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. Alright. Miss Von Karmer, do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant? Well, aye. If that is the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that the witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you for your effort, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. That there was no other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare the next witness. Even though this should already be prepared, whatever. Court is now in recess. To be continued. An hour to do the first part of this trial case. Is it going to take an hour to do the next part? $11:54. So we spent an hour, almost 2 hours in the courtroom. Sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near the crime scene. So then, where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. Then, that's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, Dad just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. Which means... It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Why is every time they say Maximilian, I keep thinking of Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh? Because it perfectly fits, and I'm actually starting to think that maybe I should use that voice. A Yu-Gi boy. Fabulous. That's absolutely fabulously possibility. Well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? You think about it, all they found at the scene of the crime was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Oh, righty boy. Yeah. Double. Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up, magician or president. What has that got to do with anything? You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision. That's really cool. Fabulous. The mystery keeps getting bitter. This mystery just keeps getting deeper and deeper. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. Court is now back in session. Ms. Fonkama, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful cow with the unfortunate distinction of being seen the entire thing. Will Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why did she just call him a pitiful clown? The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. In the West Calanopedia, born and raised. The playgrounds where I spent my days, I think that was. Name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court why is he speaking autobiographical gibberish? I'm sorry. Alright, his voice. I'm just not used to being in court. I've been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited for this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy for you to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Oh, yeah, maybe this joke okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirts, no shoes, no service. Aha. Okay, how about this? Have you ever been my proctologist? Dr. Seymour Butts. How was that one? Aha. But a couple of clowns who were up to no good started making trouble. He actually is doing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Okay, that's funny. But that's the only funny thing. Your name. Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder, correct? Yes, it is. Very well, Mr. Curls. Can you please testify what you saw that evening? A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian walked into this plaza. Without the humor, please. Okay. Poor Mo. Can't be his normal stoogey self in court. Thank God. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and a polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. A clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I've decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? That had nothing to do with the case. Am I the one supposed to be asking the questions here? The witness? Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. You know when even the honours have you BS, it's time to pack it in. Yes. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case. Really? You'll hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your street man later. Thank you. I can't wait. Poor Gumshoe. Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. The night of the murder, after my practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep before I did. I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were too far away, though. It was the ringmaster. He was Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clocked the ringmaster over the head. That's very interesting. If the witness's account is believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Of course you can. There's no way that this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how do I say, off-kilter? Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you gotta find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. Yes, like every other case. I know that. Mr. Wright, Your Honor. I'm afraid that if you push the witness too far, it could bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber rattling. I understand, Your Honor. If you cause the clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. You say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct? See, that's the thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Now, 8 o'clock, that's something a clown can riff off of. Let's pretend it was 8 o'clock. That's why I can make a great joke. Let's not. Let's not make it an 8 p.m., alright, Joe? Mo? What do you mean, let's not? Don't make the clown out of the clowning around. Come on, Nick, just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. And 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? You are so boring. You were pooped that night? Yeah, I was very tired. Well, very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. What? The double cheese bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened after that, as they say, happens. Ah ha ha. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. That joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply. I've got a good reply, though. That joke was so funny, it earned you a penalty. Wow. Thanks, Judge, for making me suffer for someone else's joke. Just happened to glance out of the window? You could say that. You could say also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeked, eyeballed. Mr. Curls. Oh, I guess cinnamons aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Exactly why did you look out your window that night? Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday, once I tucked myself into bed, I heard the amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump, thump, thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked like out of the window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Owie, ow, ow. That is not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Mo would revise his testimony. Very well, Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. This should start turning the tables in my favor. Hopefully. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like... I guess you could say... Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that the humor is unnecessary. Oh, how'd you know that I was going to make a joke? Aha. I guess that sounded like I suppose it sounded like something getting hit with something very heavy. Or very hard. Yep, that sounded what it sounded like, honestly. Someone getting hit, huh? Well, what then? You went to look out the window and you saw? Far away, you say. If you had to say exactly, how far away were they? Let me think about that for a second. My room is here, and they looked about yay big. I'd say they were about 50 feet from my window. Or 30 feet. Just 30 feet. That's not far at all. It was snowing that night, and it cut down visibility. I see. Please continue your testimony regarding the two shadows that you saw. You'd say you clearly saw this even though you were, by your own admission, far away. That's right. I had been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make much sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. But now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How can I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols? I might have to change this guy's voice. It's actually starting to hurt. Uppity symbols? Lawyers nowadays, you don't even have to go outside to school to be one. Alright, everyone knows what to do. Say it together. I'll say it with Uncle Mo. See what I mean? I'm always like this. crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza! Enough foolishness. Back to the break of day. Get back on track. Please don't hurt yourself doing the voices. I'm trying. Like, there are voices that I can do fine, and then there are some voices where I give it too much of a... What's the word? Or, like, way to explain it? Like a grating quality? Where it starts just grinding your throat or something. I think I was using my nose too much, I think. I need water, though. There we go. Will the witness please testify as to what he saw and only what he saw?
Hold it!
You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head? Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. It really does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with? Appreciate the enthusiasm, though. You mean the weapon? I have no idea. The weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Mo, did you or did you not see the crime and the murder committed that night?
Objection!
I will not permit you to harass my witness in this matter. You better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. That is a big penalty. Go. Isn't that a bit melodramatic? So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I'm going to save, because that is a big penalty. But do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Of course I do. I've got a great reason to make my claim. I suppose you will be telling us all that great reason? Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony. What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright? Mo said that he heard a sound like the thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I get watching now, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. I'm not reading it in the voice again for that one. His Mo is to be believed when he said he looked out the window upon hearing a sound. There is no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone. I combined Max and clonk into monk. Or mank. In 1972, a crack or something. Mr. Krause, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car. Mr. Krause, are you reciting the C-Team theme to enter this court? No. I'm just sailing on, stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well, I got you back from your jog. Well, it pretty much happened all the way I said it. Pretty much. When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps in my statement. Your penalties mean nothing to me when I have the power of save states. On karma. Tampering with witnesses again. So now you're saying you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster? Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yep. He was on his something. Mr. Carls, Your Honor? You did not witness the actual crime, however you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well then, please testify to the silhouette that you saw. I expect the truth. Witnesses are like onions. Even if if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I'll put you in the holding cell until you learn to court etiquette. Got it? Got it. At least now he's acting like a judge. The one time the judge actually starts acting like a judge is with a clown that can't tell good jokes. Or be funny in general. I was a bit far away, but the shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, the black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what was he carrying. It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get to this fact straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes? It is decisive testimony. No, it's not. It's a mess. Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that. All right, Mr. Wright, you'll commence your cross-examination.
Hold it!
Don't you think that you are going a little overboard with how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max is awfully a firm statement, don't you think? What are you getting at? I'm just saying that the one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain that it was Max? I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw on Mac was Max. I am convinced of that. It doesn't seem like he's jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? Should have said the same thing. But if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had been... what if someone had just been taken my... what if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them? Why was that so hard to say? I thought of that myself. But just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max. You're sure of that? Such a silly little boy. Who's a good little boy? He threw his entire case headlong into a trap. That's wrong.
Objection!
He has 3 symbols, not 2. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols. I suppose so. The silk cat and the cloak, right? Well, everyone knows that Maximum Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols? Yay, everyone get ready. All together now. Silk cat, cloak, white roses. What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. It just forget to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Do you like pie? I love pie. 3 point something. Silence, fool. You are not to respond with the whole truth. Or you are to respond with the whole truth, not fractions. Order, order. Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw.
Objection!
The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it's too dark to see what that kind of detail.
Objection!
But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them.
Objection!
Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then why the police have not found them near the crime scene? Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly materials to the facts of this case? Clearly not. He is just stalling for time or something. I hate when I accidentally click. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone has told me the call, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trillo's testimony? There's no way I can mistake someone wearing those 3 symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How can you mistake someone wearing a snobby 3-piece getup? Do we really need to have the same saying said over and over again? We get it. Sure, saw them all. He saw all 3 Max's symbols. However, the witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. Now, what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard this pointless, but this... Judge, forget the roses. Think about this other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. And nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age. I'm not mature. I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that the witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. What? If there's no contradictions in his next statement, I'm prepared to issue a ruling. Ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. Let's see what he says this time. There's no doubt in my mind there were no Wright roses that night. However, of all the other symbols were there, I'm equally sure of that. Especially the steel cat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the sea. Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this. Just one chance? I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you are going to prove to me there's a contradiction with Mr. Curl's statement, you'd best have at least a shred of evidence to back up the accusation. I've only got a single shot of this. I've got to be careful. Why are we given like this last thing? We've been literally proven again and again that things have been wrong. How is he only 1%? He should at least be 80% on being sure and 10 to 20% on being like, oh, there's enough here to be doubtful, so let's postpone or whatever. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I'll need. Now, if I do remember, if you do get it wrong, like if you choose the wrong thing to press on or don't present evidence, you immediately lose. So we'll be safe here. He was wearing it the entire time. If he did, then how come I have it?
Objection!
This wouldn't happen to be the steel cat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. Next question in your mind? Or no question in your mind? Exactly, how would one mistake that? Thing like that? I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the steel cat found? Must you always ask these questions? I found it at the scene. It was found at the scene of the crime. The crime scene. That means the steel cat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was at the scene. No, it's not true! It's impossible! Order! What, Mr. Curls? Yes, Your Honor? What is the meaning of all this? Why are you speaking in cap locks? Use your inside voices. You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court. Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh. What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things. The judge is going at him. Jesus. Why can't he be like this normally? What? Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess, you just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting above me doesn't mean you belong here. And no matter how old I get, I'm always longer than you. Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are? I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he's still wearing his dumb silk hat. Telling the truth. He's turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo? What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that.
Objection!
Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor.
Objection!
The witness testimony is full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. You got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you, little guy? Oh, my God. Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I expected you'd say. You sure that's how it happened? Say what? Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love a harp on the smallest things. Shut up, Judge. We're doing her job. The job that's made explicitly harder because of you. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene?
Take that!
Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints. In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. Aye, 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 aye! So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, the witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all the witness's testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came in court in. Wait just a second! You guys can't just ignore everything I said. Alright, fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. You wait a second. I think you said more than enough for today. That didn't happen. I'm sick and tired of you listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are about to get worse before they get better. Mr. Lawrence Curls. Yes? The testimony you provided up until now has been false. It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and a whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Order, order, I will have order. Franziska Von Karma, how could you? And you'll get no repercussions from this. You'll still get to work. Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have. What opinion is that? It is not funny. But that is enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. And now then, let's hear the truth about what you say, Mr. Curls. Or saw. You're not going to believe this, but it's true, I tell you. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. The truth. Now it's time for the next segment, Mo Knows. Everything that I've said up till now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's what I saw. This is the truth now, and get ready for it. He flew. He just jumped up into the air and flew through. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Well, that was... how do you put this into words? I must go now. My people need me. Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of the crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened. You're right. Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses? Why won't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright? His eyes were playing tricks. This was all a dream, right? He's telling the truth. I'll go to the second one. What he just said was strange, but I don't think he would have made it up. Which means that he's telling the truth? That's what I think. Nick, wait! That means the Max actually used magic. Yikes, you're right. Ow! Only a foolish fool would be fooled by such a foolish fool's foolish dream. Don't be ridiculous. Magic does not exist. Oh, but channeling does. Spirit channeling does, apparently, but magic, no, it's too far. The logic of this game sometimes is just fucking stupid. It's like, oh, I can channel spirits and actually become them physically. But magic, oh no, he moved his card, that's trickery. People can't fly. I mean, obviously, it's supposed to be that Max isn't actually a real magician. He doesn't have real magic. He's doing tricks of the hand and all that kind of thing. You know, like actual magic is in the real world. But, like, come on, game. I suppose I'll let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. Its attorney has logic, just has more holes in it than Swiss cheese. Yeah. Criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen. You imbecile. If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It is an undisputed fact the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind the mysteries of the mystery. There. I believe that is enough for today. Court is adjourned. Hold it. Okay. 2:33 p.m. We were in there for like 2.5 hours. I think we went back at 12, or was it 11? Regardless, it was way too long. Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. I say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking you this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? No, you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please, it's not that easy. But it looks so effortless when you do it on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air. Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. No! I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule! I'm sorry, Max. I made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret to their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? Well, now we've got Max here because he's no longer a magician because he told everyone the secret. What we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best to catch this sucker. To be continued. Yay! I think we still have time now. We still have half an hour left of stream. Let me check. Yeah, we still have half an hour, so let's keep going. 3 p.m. Nick? What is it? I've got a confession to make. I'm terrible at figuring out magic tricks. Most people are. Magic tricks? Yep, magic tricks. Magic tricks are by their very definition tricks, right? But I can't figure out the tricks when I see them. That's because the tricks are performed by pros. They do it so you can't guess the trick. But the trick Purdy showed me was incredible. Pros did a magic trick? Huh. What kind of trick was it? Let's see. It looked like she pulled the end of her own thumb off. First she put her thumb next to the left hand and then she just separated. She could move it up and down and everything. It was incredible. Really? Was it kind of like this? What? How do you do that? Nick, you're like a real magician. See, this is why I just can't figure out magic. I'm no good at it. Especially hard tricks like flying away from the scene of a murder. You'll take all the fun out of magic if you keep trying to figure it out. I don't see any way out of this. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's no way we can solve the mystery of a criminal flying by tomorrow. I was thinking, do you really think the criminal flew through the air? The only one who thinks that is Mo, right? He says that he saw it. That's true. Mo looked awfully serious when he said that. Really think he might have been trying to frame Max? If that was it, he would have simply said, I saw Max. That would have been enough. There's no reason why anyone would believe he flew. But what if the criminal really did fly? There's only one person who could do that, Max. Well, no, anyone with a wire set could do it, but sure, we'll go with that. You're really not helping my confidence here, Maya. Everyone seems to hate Max. Ben, Trillo, Mo, they also have nothing to say, nice to say. That magician does seem rather full of himself, doesn't he? Especially when he says things like customers only go to the circus to see him. He even hit Ben over the head with a bottle. But what? But that doesn't seem enough to frame another person for murder. And if it was proven, neither Ben nor Mo lied on the stand. Maybe Ben saw the ringmaster wearing Max's costume, but Mo clearly said that he saw Max himself. Here you go, this'll cheer you up. Well, your badge is still shining, barely. Maybe showing a bit of wear, but I try to take good care of this thing. You sure do love to show that off, don't you, Nick? Who knows how many times you've shown it to me? He's right. I whip it out at the drop of a hat. Speaking of hat, no matter how you look at it, this is definitely Max's silk hat. There's even a feather stuck in it. There's something wrong with that hat, though. Most testimony, right? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. That's what he said, but the hat was found on the ground at the scene. This is really a mystery. You want to know something, Nick? I love to put pepper on my hamburgers. But I also like to put pepper on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Get out, Maya. You're disgusting. Do you think I'm weird? You don't seem to be in a very good mood today. Of course I'm not. I have to find a criminal who had discovered the ability to fly. Yeah, I guess that would put you in a bad mood. 20 pounds, huh? That's pretty heavy. Especially since the only thing inside was a small bottle of pepper. The more you think about it, the more it starts to make your head hurt. But compared to tomorrow, this will be happy memory. Tomorrow? Don't get ahead of yourself, Maya. Let's go straight on today. What about this? Yeah, sorry, I got nothing. She must have been trying to think up a joke or something. Can you believe this cost 3 months of pay? 3 months? Sure doesn't skimp when it comes to Regina. He's really in love. Well, considering the gem is fake, he didn't spend that much. Looks like a real glass stone. Its brilliance is amazing. It's glass! It's not real! If it was a real diamond or something, that'd be great. But it's made out of glass. You can literally just buy it for like $10 or something. I bet Money would have loved to get his hands on this again. I'll have to give this back to Trillo sometime. Alright, let's move. Let's go Detention Center first, I guess. Oh, my sweeties! You mind hurrying up and getting me out of this place? We're doing our best, Max. Just hang in there. A little while ago, some of the people from a local TV station came by. And since I'm a famed magician, they said, let's make your very own TV special. Really? What kind of TV special? Maximilian Galactica, the great person is prison escape. It would be aired live. Hey, that sounds like it would be an awesome special. But if I do that special before I'm acquitted, they'll never let me out of here for real. Well, it would surely be an unnecessary addition to your troubles with the law. That's what I was thinking, but the production staff is already working on the show. If you don't get me out quick, I'll have no choice but to stage a real prison break. I mean, you don't have to. You could say, no, I won't do that. You seem awfully calm about that possibility. I'd have no choice. It wouldn't be it would be a contractual obligation to that show business. The night of the murder, you didn't happen to fly off into the sky, did you? Here is how everything went down, sweetie. At the time of the murder, I was sitting in the ringmaster's room. Not to mention, flying off into the sky is not something I can do at will. I don't care what the stewardship clown says. It wasn't me. Max, do you mind teaching me the trick behind flying? You'll have to forgive me, sweetie. The difference between me and a cheap imitation magician's is that I can keep my mouth shut. I don't teach people tricks, but I will say this much. It's much harder than you think. I was thinking about this in the court today. I've got a favor to ask you. Anything for you, sweetie? Be friends with the other performers in the circus. Fabulous, a great joke. Why would I be friends with a bunch of hacks like them? But I've won on the world stage. I won the International Grand Prix. International Grand Prix? Performers should always look to perform on the world stage. But the performers at this circus are completely and utterly devoid of ambition. That is something I can simply not tolerate. Ambition, huh? Something about what Max just said rings true to my ears. Oh my sweeties want to hear all about the Grand Prix, don't they? To be honest though, I've told the story like 100 times already, so it's a bit boring. We're sorry to make you tell it again. You must not have heard me, I don't want to tell it again. But what can you do? I'm Maximilian Galactica, I suppose I can tell it again. Voila, here, take a look at this. I just happened to have a picture from the Grand Prix with me. Just look at the fabulous stage. This is the first stage that I ever flew on. I flew right over the audience. And the crowd erupted in applause. At that time, I thought of myself that I could die right then and there and die a happy man. I never forget how I felt that night. The emotions, the acclaim. Wow. By the way, I think everyone who's a performer should get the experience of that feeling. I just wish I could explain to the other people in the circus. That's incredible, Max. I want a trophy too. Hey, Nick, how about you buy me a trophy? That's not how you earn a trophy, Maya. My sweeties, you can have this picture of my triumph. Just make sure you show it to all the other members of the circus. Look and learn, that's what you should tell them. Learn how to get thrown in jail? Alright. You know, I never thought of this question before, but how is he staying up in full gear and makeup the entire time he's been here? He's been here for what, 2 days or 3 days now? How is this stuff not running yet or becoming like... What's it called? When it gets like weirdly caked because it's starting to dry or something. This definitely is my silk hat. I don't suppose I'm allowed to wear it anymore, am I? Max, this is one of your excellent symbols, right? That's right. Honestly, though, I only like it because of the feather in the brim. What about this? Fabulous. You'd like me to sign this for you? What about this? You don't care about the ring? Okay. I'm nobody fabulous, but in this picture, I'm the king of the world. I even got a fabulous trophy and a super fabulous bust. That's really cool. I wouldn't mind seeing a trophy someday. If you want to see one of my awards, you should just go to the cafeteria. The cafeteria? You mean the one inside the circus tent? Of course. The trophy there isn't there, but the bust that I won is. It's in the cafeteria. We were just there yesterday. Hey, did you see a bust anywhere inside the cafeteria? No. We saw a table. You hear that? It sounds like two people arguing. Alright, let's do it. Are you ready? Yes, wait. Quit your whining. Let's just give it a shot already. Alrighty, let's go. Row, row, row your boat. Row, row, row your boat. What are you doing? Gently down the stream. Come on, you know that. I'm trying my best, but Trillo, this isn't gonna work. Do you enjoy saying dumb things? I just realized how stupid I sound with that voice. You're going to have me to be on your own someday. Good point. It's even more weird when you look at the RPG games and how they wear those clothes for multiple days, weeks, and months. Yeah. You can't handle something as simple as this. What are you doing? What are you going to do then? Hello, Ben. Hello to you too, Trillo. What are you doing here? Can't you see we're on a secret crash training course? I'm sorry. Secret crash training? Whoa. Yes. Yes, Trillo couldn't give up until I said he would try it out, his idea for a new routine. So, we were trying to sing a round of our new ventriloquism act. In a round? You can't really do that. You can really do that? That's incredible! See? Even they are surprised by the idea. I told you. We're not the only ones. You can surprise me with your idea. Once we get a grip on the basics, then it's just a matter of practice. You think so? Oh, I almost forgot. I want to give this back to you. Oh, there it is. Wrong voice. Now that I've got this ring back, it's time to take one more shot of Regina. I know that you already testified in court today. You want to talk about what we saw, right? Yes. Well, at first I thought it was that old man, just looking at the walk and how he acted, right, Ben? Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, when he said hello and he didn't even get a reply, not to mention he was raped in those gaudy symbols. What would you have thought if he wasn't wearing those symbols? What do you think, Ben? What? Oh, I would have thought that it was the ringmaster. Something just isn't adding up here. I wonder who they really saw. I was hoping I could ask you about Regina. I'm completely serious about her. That's why I'm waiting for her even now. Really? That's so sweet. But if you really wanted to see Regina, shouldn't you have checked out the tent? Ha! You haven't got a clue about things, do you, sweetheart? Eh? Waiting like this is part of being in love. How so? If you had a clue, you would know that waiting is such a sweet, wonderful torture. When your body aches for your partner's love, that is one of the best parts. Yeah, I knew that. Poor Maya. She's so red, she looks like she's a fine ripe tomato. So how is the new routine working out? Why is Maya the only one talking to him? I mean, I guess that means Phoenix doesn't interact with him, but still. You two just take a chill pill already. Our routine's a secret. We're gonna take the ventriloquism world by storm. It'll be a real revolution. That sounds incredible. Let me make one thing clear. When doing this, we're not going to take out on the world just because that jerk said we should. That jerk? Max Galactica. Performers should aim for the world. Who does he think he is? Trilla, you seem to be really fired up about this. He needs to realize that he isn't the only one who can conquer the world stage. You're right. You're right. Mark my words, I, Trilla Quest, will win the Grand Prix. You're the man now, doll. Row, row, row your boat will be the key to a glorious victory. Not raining your parade, but wouldn't a more mature song be best? Hey, you've got to start somewhere, right? Don't screw this up. You've got to be part of this too. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Because the guy is tired of Phoenix's crap, I guess. Maybe. Would you mind taking a look at this? It's... I guess we won't need you to look at this after all. Skip. Whoops. Alright, I guess I'll move on then. Big Top. We'll go check out the cafeteria so we can see the bust. Huh? Where's Regina? I don't know, but if she's with that tiger, I don't want to find out. Let's hurry up and get out of here. Nick, you're kind of a chicken, aren't you? It's a freaking tiger. No, I'm just, allergic to wild tigers. They still haven't cleaned up this place yet. If Pearlie got one look at this place, state of this place, she'd slap whoever was in charge across the face. Remember never to invite her to my office. This is strange. There's nothing on top of the stand. Look here. Max is written on it. Must be his VITP table. We already looked at this, though. Nothing new here yet, though. I got that allergy too, but it also includes anything that can kill me. Max and the Ringmaster had their talk in this room. That could have been where the Ringmaster put on Max's costume and went outside. Why'd he do that anyway? Was he really that cold or something? Okay, nothing here yet, so I guess I go to the lodge. Fine by me. Gotta go all the way back to the entrance, and then I can go there. Oh, it's you two. Not like you just got hit by a truck. Shouldn't you get some rest? I'm taking a rest right now, pal. I've been listening to some crazy clown's life story. Miss Von Karma told me to come down here and do this for her. Yeah, I figured as much. Let me tell you something, pal. Listening to that old clown sucks all your energy. Every time he's done talking, he looks at you like you should be doing something. I think he's waiting for you to laugh at his jokes. I know that, pal. Do you have any idea how much your face hurts if you fake laughing that much? I do appreciate in this version how they put a tick on things you already looked at. Yeah, that is good. Francisca really set you up bad this time, didn't she? If you ask me, she should be listening to Mo herself. No way, pal. You're not going to get me back by a woman with a whip. No way. Why are you defending her? Prosecutor Von Karma's always got her eyes on us. And every time you definitely don't want her to show up, poof, there she is. Don't show up, don't show up, don't show up. Look like she's wound him up pretty tight. She's directly above us as we speak. Huh? How's that possible? According to the clown, the culprit jumped from here and disappeared into the sky. If that's what happened, it means the killer passed right by this window, pal. Oh, I see. Who lives in that room behind the window up there? The acrobats. Got this room up on the 3rd floor, it seems. Pretty soon, Miss Von Karma's going to start her investigation up there. So don't get any ideas of going up to the acrobats' room. Got it, pal? For Francisca Von Karma. Once she's done with her investigation, I think I'll go up there and check it out. Mo's not here. If he was here, you would have been able to tell even before you stepped into his room. I'm sure you would have heard him laughing away. Ah ha ha ha. What do you think he's laughing at when he's all by himself? I've always thought he was just thinking up new jokes. Must really love his work. I don't know why, he's bad at it. Well, I guess I'm going back. Wow, I literally just had to go to the lodge to see him and then come back. Ah, right. Welcome to the wonderful, the fabulous, the cafeteria. Yikes, he's in an awfully good mood. All right, you know what time it is? Real time. Why does everyone cry when they eat Mexican pizza? Come on, you can answer this. It's easy. Because cafeteria Mexican pizza is possibly a weapon of bowel destruction. Wrong. Try again. Okay, what do you think of this, girlie? I got it. Okay, then what's your answer? Because they're in the cafeteria. Exactly. It's an incredibly sad place, that cafe. Okay. Aha. I did it! What's going on? It's being too nice. Today's been a really crazy day, hasn't it? You're telling me. I didn't think I was going to be so tough. Tough? Yeah, it was a tough crowd. That's what you call a crowd that refuses to laugh. For instance, it was such a tough crowd that this morning I had to smash watermelons. I told them all a great story and even a great jokes, but no one busted out laughing. We even used the famed no shoes, no shirt, no service joke. Exactly. How can you not laugh at stunning comedy like that? Because it wasn't funny. Are you 100% sure that your testimony today? I saw what I saw, I swear. That creep just flew through the air. It wasn't exactly flying per se, it was more like floating. The silhouette of his face made me positive it was Max. I don't see his sight clock, he must be telling the truth. Guess we'll show you the picture of the bust. Ah, not this picture. You showed it to you guys too? Oh, you've seen it as well? Nice me. Well, you know what they say about Maximilian Galactica. He really gets around. That was a joke? Oh yeah. He didn't just show me the picture. What do you mean? He showed me his bust too. Let me tell you, that thing is enormous. Innuendo. It's in the picture, I think. He make us worship it. Every day he made us bow to his greatness. Thank you. He's got a big bust? I wouldn't mind hearing more about Max's bust. Not that I'm into that sort of thing. Max's bust should be on that small table over there. There's nothing over there. Really? Oh yeah. Oh. When was it? I'd say about 5 days ago, all of a sudden. The bust disappeared. It disappeared? You want to see it? There's a photo on the bulletin board over there. Max just had to put the picture up. Hey, this thing is really cool. And shiny. Nick, I want something to make a bust like for me. Sure, as long as I'm not paying for it. Aww. Is there anything else that changed about this place? Nope, nothing changed that I can see. I wonder if he's actually talking about this joke, or if he's setting up a bad joke. Nope, I'm drawing a blank here. A quiet mow is a good mow in my book. I guess there really aren't any other things that have changed, huh? Well, there is this one tiny thing that does seem different. Tell us. Well, on the morning of the crime over by the bulletin board, this piece of paper was posted front and center. Piece of paper? It's torn, so I don't know what it said, but I could see its title. Yikes! It says, "To the murderer." Murderer? Yep, that's what it says, but the rest of it has been ripped off. I don't know who posted it. When did you find us? This morning before the murder. Before the murder? Yes, the ringmaster was killed the night before after this paper was discovered. Who in the world posted this thing? Nick, I think we better follow up on this important lead. How? Morning of the murder. This was posted on the bulletin board. That's around when Max clonked Ben over the head. Sorry, I hadn't remembered it until now. It was torn down before anyone really paid any attention to it. So you don't know what was written on it, do you? Fortunately, I don't. I bet you they would know. Who are they? Max and Ben. Who were here before me that morning. Okay. Can't stand Max and his attitude sometimes. I know. But lately... Huh? It's just lately I've started to understand what he's always going on about. What is that, then? Well, I'm not sure it can explain all that well just yet. Just when you think it's impossible, Mo flashes a glimpse of maturity. Alright, well, guess we'll leave. We'll talk to Ben. Shouldn't you have brought this up in court? Yeah, I should have. Would you mind taking a look at this? Oh, it's the same. Okay. I guess the detention center. Do you know anything about this note? This morning, the morning of the murder, it was posted on the wall in the cafeteria. I do know all about that note. When I read it, my heart suddenly skipped a beat. Your heart skipped a beat? While I was enjoying my morning tea, the ringmaster and company entered the room. And company? I guess it wasn't really a company, it was just the ringmaster and my sweetie pie. When the ringmaster read the note, he turned an incredible bright red. All of a sudden, he tore it off the wall and shoved it into his pocket of his tailcoat. Really? Out of curiosity, I wonder what was written on that thing. Let's see. Uh-huh. Oh, I don't want to steal the fun from my sweeties. Go on and find out your own. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. You might also want to ask my sweetie pie princess. Why Regina? Hey, Herlock Sholmes. Welcome. We know there's a piece of paper in here, so... Hey, do you see that? There's a scrap of paper shoved into the pocket of the tailcoat. You know, I've got a feeling I know what that is. I bet it's the other half of the note that Mo gave us. That was Maya's voice. Whoops. Now let's hurry up and check this thing out, Nick. I knew it. It fits perfectly with the other piece. What does it say? What does it say? To the murderer. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. Tonight at 10 p.m.? That's when the murder took place. Now we need to find out who caught up the ringmaster. Ringmaster's tailcoat. This been expectedly impressed with perfect crease. Ringmaster likes things tidy and neat. This is kind of pointless, isn't it? There's no way this beats Mo's room. That's that cool. Maybe hear first from Mo. Oh, Mo's gone. What? Mo's gone. There's a message on the bulletin board. I'm hungry, so I'm off to get some hamburgers. Love, Mo. Hamburger. Just thinking about it is making me hungry. All of a sudden, I need a burger bad. All of a sudden, I need a new partner bad. Nothing? Okay. Lodging house, maybe? Hey, Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you did a good job as usual. Well, I'm done with the investigation of the acrobat, finally. With Miss Palmer. It's a bomb! Get down! Nick? What is that? That's a beeping sound. It's Miss Von Karma. Huh? Every time I hear that sound, she's usually not far behind. Some sort of pager or something? If you don't mind, pal, I'm going to get ahead and get out of here. Quick. See you, pal. I didn't know that Gumshoe could run that fast. So much for being a flatfoot. Never seen a grown man so afraid of a girl still in her teens. Actually, she's a young adult. She's 18. That's young adult age. Granada. Well, let's go outside. Let's go inside. I'm freezing out here. Wind's biting his... Ow! It's biting his lashes up from a whip. Von Karma. She really did appear. It was a battle in court today, wasn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Did you have to jump out and scare us like that? What can I do for you? Tomorrow will be the day we can my dream will finally come true. mean the story of me defeated your hands making the national news? National news? You possess such a small sense of scale. The global news, Mr. Wright. Your miserable plight will be known internationally. I think she might be overestimating the importance of a win just by a smidge. Miss Von Karma, it appears you got your hands onto something big, huh? Ha! I'm amazed you picked up on that much. Anyone could. You couldn't hide that look of victory with 10 paper bags on your head. I've got conclusive evidence and a conclusive witness. I need more. Any hits? A conclusive witness? You must mean the acrobat, right? I'm putting in the summons for him to be called as a witness as we speak. It is the final nail in the coffin, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yeah. I'll get it already. You want me to beat me and destroy me? I can't worry about her. I'm going to try and find out more about information myself. Words. Why do you keep giving Nick an evil eye? It doesn't matter if you prove the defendant guilty tomorrow. Nothing will be able to bring your dad back. My dad? You must mean the esteemed Manfred von Karma. Of course! Your dad. I know you miss him. Enough out of you. One more word and you'll get a mouthful of whip. Now, when did I ever bring up my papa's name in this, or any other conversation? Then what's this revenge you're talking about? You wouldn't understand, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I have to see him again, one more time. Him? I'm sure you know to whom I refer. Mr. Miles Edgeworth! Oh, she didn't say Mr. I just added that in just because by accident. Not the fake German accent. Yes, it is. What? Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? See, because she says it. She says Mr. Edgeworth, and it gets me saying it. Miles Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth? Why would you even bring him up? You haven't forgotten, have you? Do you know who it was that trained the gifted prosecutor Miles Edgeworth? I got a question. Did Von Karma die, or is he in prison? From the way they're going on, I assume that Von Karma was put to execution for his crime of murder. That's my assumption. Manfred Von Karma. Exactly right. It was my papa. That means that Edgeworth was right again. Miles Edgeworth is like a little brother to me. Huh? Little brother? Edgeworth and Nick are about the same age. Edgeworth. The man who inspired me to become an attorney. I fought against him in a few cases. We formed a relationship, became boyfriends. But a little after that case was over, he vanished. It's your fault he is gone. Huh? It is the truth, isn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Nick, what does she mean? Edgeworth was never quite the same after the case, and then with the case over after that one. Stop telling everyone I'm dead. He never set foot into the court again. And then one day, he just vanished. All he left was a simple note in the prosecutor's office. Prosecutor Miles chooses death. That was 1 year ago. It was a few months after you left to go back home. Mr. Edgeworth, he's dead? I don't believe it. He's still alive, I'm sure of it. Somewhere in the world, he's still alive. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death? Of course he did. You ruined his reputation as a prosecutor. You effectively killed the prosecutor in him. Just like the victory murdered the honorable name of Von Karma. This voice is going all over the place. God damn. I'm gonna find him. And then I'm gonna teach him the rightful place in my two hands. Own two hands. Nick, about Mr. Edgeworth. I already told you this once. Don't make me do it again. Don't bring his up in front of me again, okay? Nick? Miss Von Karma? What? I don't know if you're a God's gift to prosecutors or not, but I've had enough about it. I've had enough about you. Him too. What? What happened? Huh. This dog is all bark and no bite. He's already been defeated. Regardless, I have nothing to inform you two of today. Tomorrow will be the greatest courtroom battle in this country has ever seen. I can still hear his voice. Objection. Nick? Let's go. We need to talk with the performer on the third floor. I'm sorry I brought it up, Nick. So angry. Oh, hello. I think I'll just talk with you normally. Because I've got too many accents to keep track of it now. You must be Phoenix Wright. Yes. Pleased to meet you. I'm Ken Dingling. I don't know what that's a pun of. Like dingaling or something? But here at the circus, everyone just calls me Acro. Mr. Acro? How do you know my name? The detective told me. He said you definitely show up here. Acro, you're a member of the circus as well? That's right. I mainly performed on the tightrope with the flying trapeze. But nowadays, all I can perform is in my wheelchair. Why this song? Acro, why did you join the circus? When I was a kid, my parents failed miserably at business. Then one night they decided to run away from it all, without me. The only person who was willing to take my parents' place was the ringmaster. The ringmaster took such incredible care of me, he was truly a lifesaver. Seems like the ringmaster was truly a saint. He was. That's why I decided to do something very important. I decided that I would devote my entire life finding a way to repay him. And now, look how someone repaid him with all the good in his life. Such a shame. Sometimes I think that he was almost too kind. Perhaps he was too kind to his performers. Perhaps he was too kind to his daughter. What if he spoiled Regina? Regina is so cute. She's truly a princess. What if the writer did plan to write Edward out like they planned with Vegeta and DBZ because of both poor popularity they kept them both alive? Well, about that. Truly a princess. Are you sure that's a good thing? Wait, did I skip something? I think I skipped some text. Oh, do I detect a hint of grudge against Regina? I'm sorry to ask, but why are you in a wheelchair? The nerves in my legs were badly damaged. But you can't walk now? I can't even stand now. And since I can live on the 3rd floor, I can't even leave this building by myself. That's awful. The accident happened during an acrobatic session, right? Cyclops! Oh! Cyclops. Doesn't seem like Echo's injuries were acrobatic in nature. Also, I've noticed that he has no shine in his eye. He has no soul. What's on your mind, Mr. Wright? Well, exactly when were you injured? It's been almost 6 months since I was hurt. I injured my legs during practice. 6 months ago. What in the world went on at the circus then? I stopped by yesterday and noticed you weren't in your room. I was at the hospital all day yesterday. Ah, you went there for rehabilitation? What about the murder? Of course I knew about it. I spoke with the police before they allowed me to go to the hospital. Before I got the call from the prosecutor, I was convinced that it was all a dream. Huh? I just couldn't believe it when I saw what I saw. What you saw? Jeez, that sounded really ominous. What did you see, Acro? That night, I was in bed sleeping when I heard a huge sound come from below my window. I see that the crime was right below your window. That's when I looked out the window. What did you see? He was flying straight up into the air. He? Maximilian Galactica. What? That's what I thought he'd say. You're absolutely positive that it was Max you saw flying? I'm absolutely sure. There's no doubt in my mind. Nick? Let's talk about the monkey. Money is a great friend to me. That pile of treasure over there is his collection, huh? Only one of my favorite witnesses in the series. It is indeed. Money will be bringing anything back with him. Ah, that's cute. Yeah, I'm not great with the ladies, but I seem to be pretty popular with the animals. What do you think about this? I'm sorry, but I'm in a present physical condition. I don't really know much about what goes on outside of this room. Oh, we're sorry. Don't worry about it. No need to apologize. Whoops. Maximilian Galactica, right? You'll have to forgive me, but I try not to think about him. Akro won't even look at it. Looks like something is really weighing on him. Oh, there's the same one. What's this? That's what we want to know. It was posted in the cafeteria the morning before the murder. In the cafeteria? What happened? He suddenly looks incredibly serious. If it's got something to do with her, then you should go straight to the source. Her? Regina. Ask her about it. Okay. Bye. Let's see if she's there now. There she is. Grr. I've got a bad feeling about this. It's the tiger again with the really weirdly tuned audio. Yeah, Nick. Wonderful. Today's special must be filet au phoenix. Stay, heel. Oh, Maya, Nick, it's you guys. I'm sorry. Guess I made a mistake. Mistake? Yeah, a little one. I was thinking of teaching whatever primate was out there a lesson. I was expecting more of a monkey than a human. A monkey? It's a pity about what happened to the ringmaster. Dad. Everyone loved him, didn't they? He must have been a quiet man. He was. I love my dad so much. I hate to say it, but she doesn't seem all that heartbroken up about her father. That's why I feel so lonely. Now that I won't be able to see him for a while. For a while? Yeah, when Leon died, I talked with my dad, and he told me that when someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. A star? That means that my dad is looking down for me from the sky. That's why I love the night sky so much. I can see everyone who's gone. When someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. That's kind of sweet. But I bet you there's no way that Maya believes that. What do you mean there's no way I believe that? You think that one day I'll be a star too? Of course. You really think so? Yeah, you will, I think. I've got a feeling that everyone is going to be doing great up there in the sky. I wonder if everything's alright with Regina. No, it's not. Just to go back and clear something up, why do you want to teach Money a lesson? Because he's a meanie. He's got something that means a lot to me. Something that means a lot to you must be something shiny, right? Actually it's a stage costume. It's got lots of spangles. It's really beautiful, you should see it. You should? When the costume gets hit by the spotlight, it dazzles. Hey, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you saw that monkey, could you get my costume back for me? Wouldn't you? It's really important to me. Can I say no? I'll get it for you, I guess. Leave it all to us. I guess there's no turning down that request. Yeah, you really gonna do it? I was told to show you this. Regina, have you ever seen this before? I know what this is. Really? Well, it was in my pocket for a while. It was in your pocket? This piece of paper was in your pocket. I guess I noticed it was in there around breakfast time. Breakfast time? Yeah, I always take out his breakfast in the morning. That's when I also take out the trash in his room. Then I go to the cafeteria and eat my own breakfast. That's when you realize the piece of paper was in your pocket? Yep. And since I'm not a murderer, I just figured it belonged to someone else's pocket. And then what? I wondered if the person who lost it was in trouble, so... You didn't put it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria, did you? I did! I stuck it up there. How'd you know? So it was Regina who put it up there. When did this happen? The morning of the murder, I think. That explains a lot. I wonder who wrote this. Huh. Let's think. She came from Acro's room and then found that she had something after going to that room. It must have been Mo. Well, I need to get out of here because this music is grating on my ears. And I'm pretty sure I know I need to go for the outfit. Pile of trash, much has another monkey's treasure. Guess you look, there's some shiny things. Motorcycle. Hey, it's a picture of Regina. Well, she is a shining beauty. No objections here. Oh, okay, I guess I don't need to look here. I guess I have to actually look for the monkey. Would the monkey be inside the cafeteria, maybe? Although I guess I could present you with an image of Acro. Ah, it's Acro. Is he in his room today? Yes, he is. You just came back from meeting with him. I'm beginning to understand people don't like this girl. I hope his legs get better soon. Acro's so incredible, especially on the trapeze. The trapeze is that enormous thing swing happening from top of the tent, right? Yep, that's it. I really want to see him up there again. Acro the acrobat. That's strange. Acro doesn't seem to have very many nice things to say about Regina, but Regina seems to like Acro just fine. Oh, he's back. Something smells fantastic. So we know it can't be Mo. Wait, I know what it is. It's burgers. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Bistro Cirque at the aka the cafeteria. It smells so good in here, and those burgers look great. She's drooling like she's some sort of crazed burger monster. My burgers are the best. Juicy meats, toasted buns, special sauce. They're all absolutely irresistible to anyone with a hankering for a burger. One bite will send you into hamburger heaven. I bet. I can tell by the smell. Whoa, I'm getting hungry too. These burgers must have some kind of special power. Alright. Well, my throat is starting to hurt, and we've been going for over 2 hours. So I think this is a good place to stop for today. I need to stop talking because my throat feels like it's about to stop. Yeah, so we'll stop there for today. We'll pick this up next time. So thank you for joining for today. Next week, I will be trying to do another full week of Baldur's Gate 3. So tune in for that for people that are interested in that game. I also wanted to bring up that I do have another game that I've gotten that recently came out, but I am unsure if I should wait until I finish one of these games or replace one of these games or add it to them. I currently have Baldur's Gate 3 and Wright Trilogy going at the moment. The other game is Starfield. I got it, and it was what was it? It was fully released on the 6th, so I was able to play it. I haven't played it yet. I just have it, and I want to stream it. The only issue is that I don't know when I can stream it, so I'm trying to decide if I should add that in, replace it, or do something else. But it's a big game, all right? And I am kind of hesitant because it's Bethesda, and I've kind of had a falling out with them ever since 76 came out. So I need to make a decision on that, but we'll see. And maybe I'll make a poll about it on my Twitter or something. But yeah, regardless, thank you all for joining that managed to make it today. Hope you all enjoyed. As usual, if you haven't already, like, follow, subscribe, do the bell notifications so you get notified when I next stream. And if you want to help support me directly, there's links to Patreon and tips. And if you do become a patron, get your name added to this list, such as with Hiroru Kuni, where I thank you for the continued support. And if there are any games in the future that allows you to create items or have multiple units or something, or just basically to give custom names to things, I might add you in that. But yes, once again, thanks for joining, and I'll see you all next week with Baldur's Gate. So hope everyone has a nice rest of the week, and until then, y'all take care. Bye everyone. Bye Sean Southall. Bye Raffatron. Bye Swordmaster. Bye bye.